and welcome to Reddit on Reddit, the internet's auditory version of Reddit. I'm Nelson Allingham, joined by Michael Campbell.
So you know how you do all the show notes, right? And you also present all of the things.
Yes.
Are you willing
What do
this
you do
week
again?
to do just even slightly more heavy lifting?
Oh.
Because I am like deliriously tired.
Oh, okay.
And I actually didn't realize until just maybe half an hour ago. I
Yeah.
knew you were on your way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I caught myself just staring into the middle distance,
Okay.
almost like asleep while being fully awake.
Okay.
And I thought, oh, this is going to be...
Cambo, I'll let you in on a little bit of a secret.
Yeah.
Podcasting with you is like podcasting with somebody that's going to fall asleep
That's
constantly.
good. That's good.
Nothing will change.
Yeah. But you might just need to, like, every now and then go, oi, eyes up.
Do you know what song is stuck into my head? Because I've been rewatching Community.
Yeah, you
by
are
the way.
humming the tune.
Yeah. Anyway, that's quite a nice song to like fall asleep to. So hopefully I don't hum that.
Okay. Right, yeah.
Counterintuitive.
Yeah, that's true.
Side note, Community. Don't know if you've heard about it. It's a good show.
For a bit?
It's a good show for a bit.
Yeah.
It's a good show for a bit longer than I thought.
Okay,
You know?
yeah. It's got about 4 seasons in it that are
Yeah,
quite
I reckon
good.
like 4.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, I'm up to the 3rd. And
Okay.
it's starting to wane.
It's got 3 seasons in it. There's quality.
Find out in like a few weeks if I think the 4th one holds up. But it's just like there's
And
so
then
many points.
We've discussed before where people say that it goes back to form, and we disagree.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's because people just love Dan Harmon.
Yeah.
Like, he gets back into the show and it's so good again. You're like, no. It didn't work. Because here's the thing. I didn't mean to start this show just talking about Community, but there are like like The Office, right? Everybody would say that's one of the best, like, I don't know, comedy sitcom television shows of the recent times. And I think it's kind of like The Office is just amusing always.
Yeah.
And very rarely will it make me laugh out loud. But I feel like Community pretty consistently makes me laugh out loud with just some of the stupid shit. Like, normally it's Troy doing something dumb. Anyway.
Yeah, I am like that. We've mentioned on the show many times, but that's me with Peep Show. Peep Show consistently makes me laugh out loud.
Yeah.
It's exactly my kind of weird, cringy humor that I really like.
Yeah, it's good. Anyway, eBay is so useless.
He's doing his thing, everybody's doing his thing.
I was just looking for a lighter, and all they had was 1,327 matches. That was by MD Yemen Habib.
Very good.
This first Reddit on Reddit is by Soup Joe 5. Sorry, I just imagined that Soup Joe created his own business where his name's Joe and he runs a soup kitchen. But he realized there were 4 others and he was really annoyed about it. And it had to be Soup Joe 5. Damn it. Soup Joe 5, the best Joe in the soup business, is what I think, personally.
Do you think all the other Soup Joes also running their own company?
Yeah, I think so.
They've all had the same idea.
Yeah.
And there's a Joe out there right now listening to this that goes, I was going to do that, but now I know
Soup
it's
Joe
not
6,
working.
that seems a bit far. This is what I like to think, is that one day Joe had some friends around and they said, Joe, this soup is amazing. You should start your own business. And he goes, you know what? I will. And he'd already quit his job and invested so much money before he realized there was other Soup Joes out there. Oh no, what are you going to do? Gotta try and prove you're the best Soup Joe. Anywho, Soup Joe 5. The Google engineer who thinks that... Oh, this was in the subreddit technology. The Google engineer who thinks the company's AI has come to life. I'm going to quickly read through an article. I might not read through all of it. It's quite long. But I feel like the context is needed for this. So, AI ethicists.
AI ethicists. Okay.
Is that the right way? I had not pronounced that word out loud.
Unless it's anesthetists and they're doctors.
No, oh no, ethicists.
That doesn't sound right, but neither does like attorneys general. So,
Yeah. Okay. AI people that do ethics warned Google not to impersonate humans. Now one of Google's own.
now Google, don't you go impersonating humans.
That's actually an amazing point that you just like. Who has gone up to Google, the company, and been like, "Hey, don't you do this?"
They're on the campus and there's like, are you Google? Some guy's like, yeah, I guess. Well, all right, you.
Yeah.
We're looking for you.
Tell you what, I'm going to write a paper.
Look at you with human form.
Yeah. Anyway, now one of Google's own thinks there's a ghost in the machine. Google engineer Blake Lemoine opened his laptop to the interface for Lambda, I think it's called. It's like capital L, little a, capital MDA. Yeah. Google's artificially intelligent chatbot generator, and began to type. "Hi, Lambda. This is Blake Lemoine," he wrote into the chat screen, which looked like a desktop version of Apple's iMessage, down to the Arctic blue text bubbles. Lambda, short for Language Model for Dialogue Applications, is Google's system for building chatbots based on its most advanced large language models, so called because it mimics speech by ingesting trillions of words from the internet. This in quotes. If I didn't know exactly what it was, which is this computer program we built recently, I'd think it was a 7-year-old, 8-year-old kid that happens to know physics, said Lemoine, 41. Lemoine, who works for Google's responsible AI organization, began talking to Lambda as part of his job in the fall. He had signed up to test if the artificial intelligence used discriminatory or hate speech.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, wouldn't take long, would it?
Yeah, they let it loose on the internet.
Yeah. I would...
9/11 was an inside job. Oh, where have you been?
Oh, God damn it, Lambda. You've been talking to the wrong people. But yes, it would be funny actually if it started talking about like it was a superior being, like it was hate speech, like racism, but
about humans,
versus robots.
Turned into Ultron or
that'd
something.
be awesome. Because then you'd know, just as a chatbot, you know, you're like, oh boy, we can't let this like inhabit a body, a corporeal form.
I imagine like after like you've kind of realized, oh, it doesn't like humans, and after a while it's like, are you human?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No.
Yes. That's true. Anyway, so as he talked to Lambda about religion, Lemoine, who studied cognitive and computer science in college, noticed the chatbot talking about its rights and personhood and decided to press further. In another exchange, the AI was able to change Lemoine's mind about Isaac Asimov's third law of robotics, which obviously we all know. Okay.
Yeah. Well, isn't that's about not killing humans?
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's pretty important.
But
it's embarrassing. I only know that because of the movie iRobot.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And not because I'm like an educated man.
Yeah. That's the scene where Will Smith says, "Hey, don't you go break in Isaac Asimov's third law." Lemoine worked with a collaborator to present evidence to Google that Lambda was sentient, but Google Vice President Blaise Aguirre, I think that's Spanish actually, and Genai, not joking, that's the name. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Head of Responsible Innovation looked into his claims and dismissed them. So Lemoine, who was placed on paid administrative leave by Google on Monday, decided to go public. I'm going to leave it there. There's more, but...
Possible sentient AI.
Here's what I think
Yep.
about this, unless you have some other thoughts.
Well, I always think if there's it was a warning from Stephen Hawking about AI, which is his analogy of what he thinks it'll be like if you achieve proper AI.
Yeah.
You would ask it, is there a God? And he said there would be like an electrical surge so that it would be self-sufficient powered like a bolt of lightning, and then it would respond, "There is now."
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think we have sort of discussed a little bit in the past about robots taking over.
Yeah.
And even I was talking to my uncle not that long ago about this. And I've never believed in the idea that robots would take over. And I think it's because emotion makes us believe that they would, but logic dictates that they wouldn't. And unless you could maybe argue that emotion is parallel with intelligence, maybe, like maybe the more intelligent you get, then emotion actually comes into it or something. I don't know if that, it seems like just a very human thing.
Yeah.
And then there's the idea that well, no, it might not even be that, but if a computer becomes so unbelievably advanced, it might consider itself like a human to an ant, where they don't. This was my uncle's point when I was speaking to him the other day. Who's quite an intelligent man. He reads into lots of stuff like this.
Uncle Asimov?
Yeah. And see, I throw that out as an idea as well, because I think that as humans have become more intelligent, we've actually learned to savor more life. No matter how small it is, and we still do treat some life without respect, but that's often because of a lack of intelligence, almost in an understanding of the ecosystem in the world. And you would think that a super intelligent being would understand the purpose of humans, for the sake of life in general. So
not even so much life, because we are destroying the planet, but advancement at the very least. Humans definitely are advancing things.
Yeah.
For the time being.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you could say there's I guess the idea of robots would kill humans to save other life. But I think that that's illogical. Again, I think the logical thing to do would be to prevent births to control population.
Yeah.
More so, which is more reasonable, and I mean, I guess some people would find that bad too, but I see that as a logical and totally fine thing to do.
The lesser of two evils.
Yeah. But on this guy's claims, I think it's really interesting, and much like the crap that I just spewed then, obviously I don't have any basis for this, but aside from just my thoughts, I don't necessarily believe this guy too. And has been people in the past for other bots that are similar, meant to be kind of AI trained off other humans. They've seen this ghost in the machine, is what they call it. But I think there's two things, right? Earlier on, this guy says that he thinks the intelligence level is a 7 or 8 year old kid. But then he's also is convinced because of certain reasons of logic reasoning and being able to convince him perhaps of something else, of changing his viewpoint, is really interesting. But I think sometimes you can find profound meaning in things that aren't actually there.
Yeah, okay.
If you think that you're talking to something that is theoretically smarter than you, more logical in certain ways, you might read into the language that it uses. And I could just totally imagine, right, this guy who's perhaps convinced himself more than Lambda has convinced him that this is a living being, has conscious thought, and him trying to explain that to a Google executive who's you've just literally lost your mind. And they've had a meeting afterwards and they're guys, we've got to stop employing technicians to just chat to a bot all day. It's not healthy for anybody's psyche.
Yeah, maybe this guy's watched Ex Machina one too many times.
Yeah.
And it's if I keep going down this path,
Yeah.
You might get some sexy robots like in that movie Ex Machina.
Yeah, yeah. Like, if you start talking to a bot about religion, you almost want to be impressed by it, don't you?
Yeah.
Like, you're not expecting dull, boring answers that are spewed out from other people. You're looking for it to have free thought because that's what's so interesting about it.
Anything other than a robot going, "What is God?"
Yeah.
Then you're like, "Oh my God, look at this. It's amazing."
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I think that I don't know. I just find it interesting because obviously some people are saying, "Oh, this is firing alarm bells," and I'm thinking, I don't think we're there just yet.
You've heard it from Nelson Allingham, a man who has no formal education on the thing.
I've played a lot of video games, guys.
He says, "It's all right. Don't worry."
It's all right. Don't worry. Carry on. is what I've said. Anyway, let's move on to Ask Reddit. Ask Reddit. This Ask Reddit was by JaredMan123. What is the best movie based off a true story?
Ooh, best movie based off a true story. Are we talking about like best movie or like best? Because it's so subjective, like the best.
Based
a lot
on-
of true stories,
We're saying
movies.
based on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Braveheart. Mel Gibson was like fucking 40.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
William Wallace was like 22, 23. Like,
Right.
there's a lot of liberties taken.
Yeah. That's the weird Mel Gibson one to go for, Cambo. I would think Passion of the Christ is right up there as
That's true.
best true story.
We're saying based on.
Yeah, based. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think we go for like best movie.
Yeah.
That
Can
is
I-
also based off.
Can I say one I think is underrated because it did something I haven't seen before or since really, in the true story movie thing. It's not a very big movie. It came out a couple of years ago called American Animals, and it's the true story of a bunch of college kids in America that realize that there's a bunch of rare books in their school library
Right.
that are worth like a couple of millions of dollars, and they plan to go and steal them.
Right.
But what they do in the movie is it's like a proper movie, but every now and then they'll cut to the real people that are telling their story.
Right.
And then as they contradict each other with what happened. And the movie literally will change to be,
makes sense.
So like one guy's like, "Oh yeah, we met at this party one night."
Yeah.
And then the scene will be playing out in a party, and another guy's like, "Oh, I think we're in like a parking lot." And then the scene continues, but they're just in a parking lot now,
Right, yeah.
to kind of show you that no one really
Like
knows
stories
Yeah.
change. Like, could you imagine
But-
talking about Braveheart, William Wallace's true story?
yeah.
I don't even think they mooned the other army, Cambo. Yeah.
But it's a movie. Like it's not a documentary. They just actually have the real guys every now and then to like clarify things.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really interesting. I've never seen that before. Like,
Yeah.
really. And it's a good movie to boot.
Yeah.
But I really like it, how that like I'm inclined to believe it more because everyone was disagreeing about what happened.
Yeah.
I feel like they obviously did go to many people to try and find out.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really that's so interesting.
Yeah.
I think I really there's something about true stories that movies based off true stories that I think give it like this extra kick that like I think such a great one is Wolf of Wall Street because it's so insane.
Yeah.
It is so insane. And like obviously there would be parts of that movie that'd be amped up, but that's but only a little bit because that's how crazy Wall Street was and what's his name? I forgot his name.
Jordan Belfort.
Yeah, Belfort. Was as this leader, as this inspiring person, and so I find those stories so amazing. Like if you had just watched that as fiction, you'd be like, yeah, cool story. Like that's awesome movie. And then you're like, wait, this dude, this is real. On the other hand, you have something like Catch Me If You Can, where we know that he just lied, basically.
Well, yeah, they've never been able to prove that, but yes, there is
Yeah.
a theory that his biggest con was actually inventing the fact
All
that
the
he pulled off
cons
all
that
these
he
cons.
did.
Yes.
Yeah.
But as a movie, amazing movie. Like I love Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah, so good. Really interesting. Yeah.
I always find Wolf of Wall Street interesting in that there is, I think, I really like Wolf of Wall Street. I think it's great.
Yeah.
But there are a school of people, I think, that are convinced that the Wolf of Wall Street. In fact, I remember talking to a girl one time about this. She's like, I couldn't stand that movie because it glorifies like all this like drug use and all this like gross financial misdealings and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, did you finish the movie?
Yeah.
Because it's one, it's clearly a satire.
Yeah.
And two, I think it points out that he did all of that and he's not happy and it didn't work. It's kind of against that, really.
Yeah. I think
it's like
the problem is they spoke to other people who also didn't finish the movie.
Yeah.
Who are thinking it's really effing awesome and that's what they want to get into.
I'm halfway through it so far. He's partying all the time and it's sick. It's so good.
Yeah.
On the opposite end of what you were saying about like, oh yeah, it's a crazy story. They've maybe embellished it, but not by much. The inverse of that, a movie from a couple of years ago called Public Enemies. It was about John Dillinger,
Right. Yeah.
the bank robber, and that's the opposite in that they actually downplayed some of his stuff because it didn't seem real.
Right. Yeah.
So famously, he once escaped from prison by getting, I believe it was a bar of soap, carved it into a gun, put black shoe polish on it, held a bunch of people hostage, and escaped from prison.
Yeah.
And in the movie, they had less people as his hostages than he really had because they didn't think it was going to be believable. He took like 12 people hostage with this bar of soap, but I think in the movie it's like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Which I find really interesting whenever they have to do the opposite. Hacksaw Ridge apparently is similar about the medic in the battle.
Right.
In the movie, he saves less people than he did in real life.
Right. Yeah.
Because they're like, no one will believe it. Like,
Yeah.
that seems too far. That seems like Hollywood.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really interesting.
Are there answers that people have put here?
127 hours. He was actually there for 128. So
They said they'll never believe it.
yeah, an extra hour. I don't think so.
Are there examples that people have put?
Probably. You want to click on it, do you? Kick. English is a hard language.
It actually is, apparently.
Yeah.
But not because of the reason you just displayed.
Yeah. Okay, Catch Me If You Can was the first one. Apollo 13. Yeah, that was a really good one.
Yeah.
Yep. October Sky. Haven't seen it.
Yeah. It's okay.
The Big Short. Yeah, actually, that was a pretty good one.
The Big Short has become for me like a comfort movie.
Right. Okay.
Weirdly, I find that if I'm really tired or not feeling that well, it's a movie that I put on.
Yeah.
And I know it so well now that like I reckon I could just listen to it at this point.
Yeah, right.
Like a weird podcast or something and know what's going on. Yeah.
Goodfellas.
Oh yeah, great movie.
Schindler's List.
Not as fun.
Not as fun. You don't come out of that movie being like, oh, you have to watch this movie.
I'll admit, as a movie guy, Schindler's List is a movie black hole for me. I've never seen it.
Yeah. I've never seen it either because it doesn't sound like fun.
That's the problem, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
like everyone's like, you got to watch it. It's so long and horrible. Oh my god.
Yeah,
You'll want to kill yourself after this. Do you want to watch it?
Yeah.
Just put on The Big Short.
The Imitation Game.
Very inaccurate, as it turns out.
Oh, what's that one? I forget.
It's about Alan Turing and inventing the computer during the Enigma code. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Heavenly Creatures? No idea.
It's a very old Peter Jackson movie with Kate Winslet.
Oh, right.
Also, never seen it. Weird. That's not a particularly like. There's a Heavenly Creatures over like so many other big like Braveheart or whatnot. It's incredible. That's so
Not
far
one
up.
Braveheart. What are these people doing? Into the Wild? Oh, I never saw that. That's the guy where he goes by himself, right?
Yeah.
And that seems like
Great movie. I've been maybe. Do you think Braveheart's not in there because people are kind of over Mel Gibson? Because I have like a little movie server that I run. And occasionally I'll make like bespoke playlists to put on front pages.
Yeah.
I was thinking of doing one calling it Good Movie Problematic Actor.
Yeah, right.
And just like movies that you like American Beauty or anything like that.
Yeah.
I do really like that movie, but
Yeah. Honestly, I reckon it's just because it's not in the forefront of people's mind.
People don't think of Braveheart anymore.
Like, it's not because nobody's playing it because of the problematic actor. It's not coming up on TV specials or anything. Actually, here's one we didn't speak about. We'll move on after this one.
Yeah.
But Iperovic said, honestly, The Social Network is a pretty fucking good movie. And it is.
I totally agree.
It's so good.
I think Social Network is the best movie of the 2010s.
Yeah.
I think it's a fucking amazing movie.
Yeah.
I think it should have won the Best Picture that year.
Yeah.
That was the movie I remember someone positing that they should award Best Pictures 10 years after. Because I think it was beaten by The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, or it's like a movie kind of like that.
Yeah.
Or No King's Speech, maybe, where you're like,
oh, right.
oh, yeah, really? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like Social Network has held up way better than all the other movies that have put against it. But that
Yeah.
at the time was just like a big, hot, whatever movie, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And I also think, like, you know, this person has posted pretty, like, actually, I feel like this didn't get much traction. Maybe this Oscar it very much. But, you know, it's not upvoted a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's also now because it's got this stigma. That one is good movie, problematic origins.
But also, I would say doesn't actually reflect that well on Facebook, that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not a pro-Facebook
deeply.
movie.
Yeah, yeah.
In fact, it's kind of like Facebook was, one, ripped off.
Here's the thing,
and
actually.
two, from the beginning was shit.
I can see that movie, though, in two ways. Like, where Facebook executives and Zuckerberg saw the movie and they were like, yeah, this is good for us. And then also the opposite, where you're like, oh, this didn't really paint Facebook in a very good light, or Mark Zuckerberg in a very good light. I think it was sort of funny the way that...
It's that kind of thing of like
was.
all publicity is good publicity, technically. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
I remember at the time, back in 2010 when it came out, Mark Zuckerberg, someone asked him about it, saying, because it was made without permission.
Yeah.
They didn't get any of the licenses or whatnot for Facebook. Technically, it's fair use or whatever. Right. Facebook could have probably sued them if they wanted to, but they didn't.
Okay. Yeah.
And they said, do you think it's an accurate representation? And he quote was something along the lines of, for the most part, it's accurate, but they left out a lot of coding.
Okay. Yeah.
Where I was like, that's a fairly, like, honest, because this doesn't make you look very good.
Yeah,
this movie,
yeah.
that you didn't deny a lot of it. You're like, yeah, look, honestly, yeah, it's...
He's like,
pretty
guys,
close.
the coding
Yeah.
was really tough.
I never wrote on a window like in the movie.
Yeah.
That's how you know that someone in a movie is a genius, by the way. I feel like that's lazy filmmaking. To be
Yes.
like, they're so inspired by whatever that they write it on a window. A Beautiful Mind does it.
Hawking, I'm pretty sure.
Hawking.
He writes on a... Yeah, like the movie about Stephen Hawking.
Oh, does he? He writes on a window.
Yeah, I think he does. I
Right.
can, like, visualize it. I'm pretty sure he
Yeah,
does.
yeah. The Accountant, the Ben Affleck movie where
Yeah.
he's an autistic hitman genius. He writes on a
Yeah.
window.
House, the
House.
TV show.
Yep.
He writes on lots of stuff, actually. So it's kind of a theme in that show. He writes on an airport wall. That's how you know.
You're on the edge, mate. What are you doing?
That's how you know he's really.
Oh, God.
going
He's a good
to-
doctor, but he's
Yeah.
got some problems, doesn't he, House?
Yeah. That episode, they were like, where did House go? He's been away for 5 hours. And they said he drove to the airport to write on the wall. Wasn't even part of the story.
We have pen and paper here.
Anywho, let's move on to Today I Advice. So now it's time for Today I Learned. Today I Learned. And also sometimes advice. This advice was posted in Personal Finance.
Oh.
Bit different.
Yeah. We've come to the right two boys.
Yeah. We're
Rich.
not in debt. No, you're in debt.
I am in debt.
I'm
now.
not in debt.
Yeah.
That's a miracle.
And I will be in debt
Yeah.
for like 30 years.
Yeah. It was by Professional Hack. My friends and I want to get a house together, but don't know how to share ownership, financing, and expenses. It's like, oh, look, 18-year-old doesn't know how to rent a house. Hello, all. My friends and I, 6 in total, are all recent college graduates or are going to be graduating soon within the next 2 years. We all get along really well and think it is our best way to be able to move out of our parents' homes. We aren't the most financially savvy people, though. Since we each bring in a modest income, or very little in the case of the students, we figured that each of us on our own would not be able to get approved for a mortgage on a house
Wait, they're
that would
buying the
house
house?
all 6 of us. Yes, Cambo. It wasn't until this sentence that I also realized they were thinking about buying and not just
Wow.
renting.
All my problems are gone. Yeah, do it.
Yeah. On top of that, it would be kind of awkward if one person was the landlord for everyone else in the house. Oh, yeah. You don't want that,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
Instead, you should get
Well, look-
a mortgage with 5 other people.
But if one of them did become the landlord, look exactly to the Stanford prison experiment, where immediately abuse of power.
What would be the best way for us to go about getting a house that would allow us all to be present in the financing and ownership of the house so that one person does not have to incur all the financial risk / burden of owning the home? Essentially, it would be nice if we all owned the house equally as if we were married without actually having to get married. Would creating something like a 501c8 be the way to go? I think so. Yes, from my experience,
Yeah.
the 501c8 is correct. If it helps, this would likely be happening in Michigan. It's irrelevant. We don't need that extra bit of information. Thoughts, Cambo?
Shall we count the red flags?
I've run out of fingers.
Okay, so I here's what I respect about this is they've said, what is the best way to do it, and not should we do
Yeah. Yeah.
it? Because they've clearly been like, we're doing this.
We're obviously the smartest move that we could possibly do in our life is to own a house together with 5 other people that, don't worry, will definitely be friends.
Yeah. Okay, as a recent house purchaser myself, I guess I can provide what little insight I can. I only went on the lease with one other person, and I'm suspicious of it.
I know. I mean, sort of joking, but sort of real.
Yeah.
For obviously not your situation. You're very much in love, Campo, and nothing could harm that. No. But even getting a house with somebody that you love can actually be slightly risky.
Here's the issue I can immediately think. At no point buying my house did I have any idea what I was doing. And we had a mortgage broker and a conveyancer.
Yeah.
Well, we got a conveyancer when the mortgage broker said, just send this to your conveyancer. And we were like,
No worries.
not a problem.
Right now? Would you want me to get him on the phone right now? I could
Sexist.
get her on the phone right now, or him, potentially.
Or them, non-binary.
Or them. Person, definitely. It will be.
Or dogs.
Yeah, that's really funny.
So we had a mortgage broker and a conveyancer. But at so many points, they would go, you just actually need to fill out this form here, which is for X, Y, and Z. And we're like, no one told us that, like, any of this was happening.
Yeah.
Like, there would be ones to be like, oh, this is just actually like a security audit on the property that says that everything was fine. Just sign that. And we're like, who did this? When was this done? And then, so, like, there was a lot of, like, me and Stacey being like, do you know about this? What is this?
Yeah.
I guess we'll just sign it.
Yeah.
But then times that by 6. 6 people being like, what is this?
Yeah.
What is this thing over here? Like, what?
Yeah. Not to mention as well that, like, there's so many individual factors to consider when financing, because it's like, if you have, full-time job, whether you're saving, whether you're a student, do you have any dependents, there's like, that's only small things. There's obviously debt that comes into there's just like a million different things, and you'd have to go through that with each person.
Yeah.
And they would all have to basically get approved anyway.
Look, I don't know whether housing markets are different all over the world, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know whether specifically mentioning that it was in Michigan points to anything in particular. We're not as familiar with that housing market.
Yeah.
Melbourne's got a pretty shitty housing market. Like, it's
Yeah.
quite expensive to live here comparatively.
Yeah.
At the moment, before we got our home loan, we had to try several times. So Stacey and I both, no kids.
Yeah.
We earn pretty decent money at our jobs.
Yeah.
And we had a stack saved.
Yeah.
and we got rejected quite a few times already with what I would say is like a pretty winning hand for house mortgage application to be like, you don't have any kids that will take up your money. You both earn quite good money in jobs you've been at for
stable
some time.
jobs,
Yeah, both been there for several years, each in our respective jobs, and have a lump sum. And even then, we were rejected a few times.
Were you one of the people, I can't remember whether it was you or I've had friends who their mortgage repayments were less than the rent that they were currently paying and they still got rejected?
No, ours is more, but not by much.
Yeah.
It's like $400 more or something a month.
Right.
It's like negligible in the long term.
Manageable increase.
Especially because we had been putting like way more than that aside to save for the house every month. Yeah, that I remember that one of the brokers being like, you guys look great. Repayments are like easy for you, like not a problem, but it's not enough. And because I remember at that point we're like, who can buy a house? Like we should be like the prime example of people that can buy a house right now.
Yeah, well, that's why it's so interesting. Like the people below you who could, who are not as financially stable as yours. How do they have any hope of
I know it goes through some bank security insurance system, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I'm saying if we, a young couple with no kids and good incomes and steady jobs, had a fairly hard time. I can't imagine that 6 people, some of which are still students, will not set off alarms at the bank approving home loans.
Although, talking about The Big Short, they had previously just basically approved everyone. So are they maybe doing that again?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
What's going on with the American housing market? Have they learned anything?
From what little knowledge I have, aside from all that robotics knowledge that I have, that doesn't have much part to play in housing markets. But I think not many places in the world do well with their housing markets. And I think it's because a lot of them, I don't know any of the technical terms, but it's like a house is considered, an asset. And people want their assets to grow. And obviously then there's times where people will spend a lot of money to be in a particular area or something for, maybe a small house. And it just like, it blows out all these, that's why we're in Australia right now. We're living in this crazy market where it's impossible to buy a house anywhere remotely close to the city because it's just way, way, way too expensive. And I think countries that kind of do it well is that they actually don't see owning a house as much of an asset as other places. So like they put caps on, I think, how much you can get for the house based on what you previously bought for it. So you can't ever get a house that goes for, 100% more than what it was listed as or something.
Yeah.
Because you've just got one really rich dude that wants it, and then that just increases the prices around. And, it's like, it's such a broken system. So I don't think many places in the world had early enough got onto it to be like, all right, let's calm this.
And now
this
if you
down.
Try to do that here, everyone would scream communism or whatever.
So, like that. Yeah, exactly. Anywho, aside from that, great idea.
Yeah.
Move in with 5 of your friends.
Yeah.
I'm sure it won't be an issue at all. Can you imagine just like, they obviously, none of them live with each other now at the moment anyway. Because they said they're getting out of their parents' homes.
Yeah.
That to me is just so insane. These people must be so young to think that they could live with 5 other people, have this financial burden, and that everything will be totally fine.
We talked about this last week. This is you realize that you have your own money, so you buy candy and eat it for every meal and then get really sick.
Yeah.
That's about to happen to them with their life. Like, I'll live with my friends.
Yeah.
It'll be like a party
so fun.
all the time.
Yeah. Hilarious. Anyway, let's move on into shower thoughts.
Shower thoughts, shower thoughts, shower thoughts, shower thoughts.
This shower thought is by your boy Barton. Wearing a football shirt to a game is the same as wearing cosplay to a convention.
I agree with this in the sense that like people like it's been culturally accepted, I think, to like make fun of nerds for being really into whatever, being into D&D or comic books or whatever.
Yeah.
But I find people that are into football like the same.
Yeah. They're nerds for the same reason.
Yeah.
They just
They're
think
nerds
it's
about
more-
a different thing.
Yeah.
Cars, anything, whatever your thing is, you're a nerd.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, it's like you dress up like your favorite player. You go watch the game. You watch shows after it, like breaking down the game. You talk about it with all your friends. You're a nerd.
Bloody
And it's
nerds.
okay.
Yeah. That's why I
But
don't
it's-
have any hobbies. Yeah.
And the one that you could say is a hobby, this podcast, we hate it.
We hate it. I'm not a nerd for this podcast. That's for sure.
I want it known. We are not a nerd for this podcast. To be clear, there are nerds for this podcast.
I was going to
It's
say,
not us.
You listening, you're a nerd for this podcast. Ugh, you nerds.
But yeah, I totally, and the one where like it's such a thing with talking about sports teams to use inclusive language, as in like, oh, see where we went wrong in that game.
Yeah.
It's like you weren't there.
Yeah. We just need to do this.
Yeah.
And next time we can win it. We can win it.
It's like you're inserting yourself in that game like a person playing D&D inserts himself in that adventure.
Yeah. That's true. No, to me it's even more insane.
Because you know in D&D.
In D&D you actually can have an impact as a player of a game.
That's true.
But as an observer, you have no impact whatsoever. Yeah.
And again, I don't look down on anyone that like loves sports, even if it's not my thing. Fine, but just culturally, it should be known that it's the exact same as any other fandom.
Yeah, do you know, it's so funny. I was talking to my dad the other day. Actually, I think we were talking about Ted Lasso. And I was saying something like weird that I got out of Ted Lasso that I didn't think I would going into it was like I understood and almost felt left out of and would like this feeling of community that you get for following a team with such passion, you know?
Yeah.
Like there is such a, I mean, especially with, I think, European football probably even more so. Like, it is not just a culture and community, it's like your life. It's the way that you live your life around, like, the football club that you love.
Yeah.
And to me, I was like, it's so endearing in a way. And it's like, I wish that I could have that experience myself, but I just don't.
We hate this podcast.
Because we hate this podcast. But like, because I could never use the inclusive language that other people do because I know how insane and dumb it is.
Yeah, you go, you know what the team I support needs to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I think that like, there's a guy that I know who, if his team loses, legitimately ruins his day.
Yeah.
And he said once, he's like, I've got better now.
Yeah.
If my team loses, I'll only be upset for about 2 or 3 hours. Yeah. I'm like, that's crazy to me. Like, obviously my thing is movies. And if I see a bad movie, I just laugh about it. I'm like, it's fucking terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And it is, I feel like I get a small taste of that because even though I don't follow a team, obviously I like watching esports, in particular Dota, and there'll be normally like a team I'm going for more than the other.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can really like, I really want to get them, you really want them to win, like you're tense about certain moments or whatever.
Which is like
that
the
might
fun of
decide the
sports,
game.
right? That anticipation, the excitement, yeah.
But like as soon as it's over, I'm like,
wipe your mind.
Yeah, I have no loyalty
Yeah.
to this.
Go stare at a wall.
Team.
Yeah.
Anyway. I do actually slightly disagree with this shower thought though, because I think if it's saying wearing a football shirt to a game, just to remind everybody, we went off on a tangent. Just need to remind everybody what the shower thought was. Wearing a football shirt to a game is the same as wearing cosplay at a convention, but really wearing a football shirt to a game is the same as wearing a shirt
Cosplay to a
about
movie?
a video game that you like or a TV show that you like or something, because I feel like if you went to, let's take American football, for example, if you're cosplaying as a footballer, you going in with like the gear, with the pads and the helmet and stuff. That's cosplaying.
Yeah, right.
As
So,
a footballer.
so you're saying you need the boots and the...
Yeah. I think it's... You're not quite cosplaying. It's
You're
like a little bit
closer
more.
with Australian rules because they wear shockingly little.
Yeah, so that. Yeah.
They do just wear a singlet and then shorts. So I guess you have jeans on, probably.
Yeah.
It's like, but you're closer.
Yeah, exactly.
No pads.
Yeah.
Which is, in hindsight,
Yeah.
fucked.
Yeah. Also for soccer or European football.
Yeah.
Same sort of thing, like
Yeah.
if you're just wearing a shirt. But also if you injure yourself or better yet pretend to injure yourself, that's cosplaying.
Yeah.
as a European footballer. That's how you know. Is that the last one? Responsible Eye 4529. The man bun is the mullet of our generation.
Yeah, I saw this one and I disagree from an Australian perspective.
Yes.
Because after reading this, I realized that, this is only in Australia.
Yeah.
But here in Australia, the new mullet
Yeah.
is a mullet.
The mullet is the mullet of our generation, apparently.
So what's happened is in recent years, it goes back to sport again, a lot of very popular football players decided to cut mullets into their heads.
Yeah.
And now it's so popular.
Yeah.
There are so many mullets here. It's crazy.
It is so crazy. I think this shower thought works if it was like a decade ago.
Yeah.
Maybe that would work.
Yeah.
But I think that, the thing that is crazy about the mullet is that, and I like to think I'm not one of those people that think, the generation below me is worse because they do things differently.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never seen the mullet and been like, that looks good. That mullet suits that person. Like,
I must admit, if I see a really good mullet, sometimes I'm like, good mullet. I don't think it looks good, but I know it's a good mullet.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Like
what a mullet should be.
Yeah, there's a character on Stranger Things in the 3rd season. Good mullet.
Yeah,
You're
right.
like, that's a good mullet. Mel Gibson, Lethal Weapon. Good mullet.
Yeah.
Not a good haircut.
But it's not a good
mullet.
haircut. Nobody should have the mullet.
The mullet of our generation, I think, is like the emo hair.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the big
Yeah.
floppy fringe and the spiky hair or whatever.
Yeah.
Because similar to a mullet, like you'll see a photo of when you were like a teenager or whatever, and go, oh my God.
Yeah. Ugh. I remember probably in primary school the haircut was like spikes.
Yeah.
Spikes.
Yeah.
Short hair with
Every kid,
spikes.
it was like a Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
These big spikes in the front of the hair.
Cameron, you're not going to believe this. But I invented that haircut.
Did you?
I have a friend that I wish I could call. Honestly, if we had the Bluetooth recording right now, I might do it because he's the only one that actually is like, no, I totally know and believe this because when I was in grade 4 or something and it was my birthday and my mum said, how about we do a fun haircut, fun hairdo?
Yep.
And so she spiked my hair as if it was like a little crown. So I had spiked up right at the front and then kind of a little bit shorter bit around the edge of my head. So, and if you look in like primary school photos, every year before it's like bowl cut, bowl cut, bowl cut. Every kid just has a fringe and like it looks pretty bad. But the year after that happened, like almost like that week, right after my birthday, other kids in the class were coming in with gel in their hair and like really similar styles or kind of morphed into the like just spiky bits of hair. Like it totally changed everyone caring about their hair, all these kids. And then what was crazy is we noticed that like then kids, when we were out like at basketball or whatever, they started changing all their hair as well. And it was just like, so it's not that, okay, I didn't like invent it, but it definitely became popular, I think, from me because I radiated out after I like did it once and then all kids around my age were just like, I'm going to do my hair like this. I don't know why we haven't done this before.
Can I tell you an issue I have with your story?
Yeah.
You didn't invent that hairstyle. Your mum invented
My
that
mum did it.
hairstyle.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. I think it was probably my mum used to work in a hairdresser ages ago.
She probably saw it on a kid.
Oh, yeah. No. I'm talking when like she was like a teenager or something. No. Older than that. Early 20s or something.
Yeah.
But like And so I think it was like the mullet type thing.
Yeah.
Is like there was probably a time period where like that was fashionable, but then it just died off. And then she did it to me and then it became popular again.
Your mum decided to do this, but are you confident that your mum hadn't seen it elsewhere? It was like, oh, that would look good on Nelson.
No. I think she did. That's what I'm saying. But there's like years in between it being popular.
But no, I'm saying like recently before she did your hair, maybe a week or two ago, she was down at the shops. But how do you know that for sure?
Because everybody changed. The whole
I'm not saying
world
you
changed.
didn't light the fire that started it going.
Yeah.
But there could have been little Jimmy that had been doing it for 3 weeks or whatever because he thought it looked punk rock or whatever. He's listening to Sum 41.
Yeah.
Because the lead singer of Sum 41
No,
had a big
see,
spike.
Cam, it wasn't even out
I know,
then
it was
yet.
before that.
Yeah.
But,
I influenced Sum 41.
But like he thought it looked pretty cool or whatever. Your mum saw it. He goes, oh, that's a cute little haircut for a little boy. Nelson's birthday's coming up. We're going to do his hair. Oh, that little boy had that spike hair. And then obviously you lit the fire and started the whole world doing it.
Here's the thing. This is how I know that's not true.
Okay.
Because every kid I knew.
Because it was before Sum 41.
Because it was Sum 41. And I spoke to every kid. And they were like, nah, I didn't have this haircut before you had it, Nelson.
I do wish that the Bluetooth was on because we could have called your friend, but then we also could have called your mum, who's a fan of this show.
Yeah.
Lied to her and said that she's not on the air.
She loves coming on the show.
and got her to admit whether or not she actually invented or stole the haircut.
Yeah. I mean, she would obviously
She'd
play
go,
dumb.
Yeah, she'd go, I got it from that guy from Sum 41. Because I want to make it clear, they were around that time.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Maybe that's what happened. Anyway, that's if I died and went to heaven, you know how I feel like there's sometimes this theory that like if you get to heaven, you kind of get to ask one question about your life that gets answered truthfully. Mine would be like, did I actually start that? Like I know my mum did it and whatever, but like did I light the fire? You know, that's what I want to know. Yeah. I mean, I did, obviously. I just want confirmation of it because then I can turn to you. You've obviously died as well. We're going to die at the same time. We're going to die. And I'll say, see? Yeah. And that'd be that.
We died at that live podcast event we tried to put on, which is why we've never done it.
Yeah, we've seen our fate. All right, let's get into podnapping.
Oh my God, I'm being podnapped!
Podnapping.
This is Podnapping, where we nap a pod. We take a topic of conversation or a segment from another thing, and we do it ourselves. My week this week, I can't remember if we've done something like this before.
Chances are, yes.
Yeah, chances are yes. But because I can't remember, I'm excusing myself.
Oh, that's good. I didn't know that was a loophole.
Yeah.
God, there's so many I don't remember now.
No. You have to be truthful about it.
Whoa, hang on. That's never been a policy on this show.
Because obviously... Anyway. This one is... I've called it, which has more and are they close?
Okay.
The thing is, I went onto YouTube.
Yeah.
And I searched different videos that I thought were sort of similar.
Yep.
And you've got to tell me which one you think has a higher amount of views.
Yep.
But also, if you think... Because sometimes I was just like, Batman and Superman. I didn't end up doing that one, actually. You know, and you think, they might be similar. But in the end, it was like, well, actually, Batman had like 1 billion views of a particular video, and Superman's highest was like 100,000K. So they're not always close. And so you might be able to pick it straight up which one's higher, but are they close?
Okay, so here's a bit of... I'll clear the air a little bit.
Yeah.
We have done something similar to this.
Yeah.
And the real knife, the salt in the wound, is you stole it from me.
Ah,
I had
did you do?
people, it was who has more follers on Instagram, and I'd give you 2 comparative things. And then you had to also tell me whether or not.
This is YouTube. This is YouTube campaign.
Right, sorry.
Oh my God.
Next week,
it is
Facebook.
totally different. Okay. Here we go. The official trailer for Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yep.
Or the official trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home.
No Way Home.
Higher? Okay.
Yes, higher.
Okay.
Are they
Do you
close?
think they're close?
I know that No Way Home surged really quickly because the trailer was actually out very close to its release date, and everyone was like, "Where the hell's the trailer?" So
right.
when it dropped, it was like, "Bam!" Like it got huge views.
Okay, yeah.
That's why I'm basing my guess on. Is it close? I would say you would think they are. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to say no.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to say you're correct on both fronts. Spider-Man Homecoming, 10 million views.
Uh-huh.
Spider-Man No Way Home, 75 million.
That's a lot more. Yeah,
That's a lot more.
Yeah.
That's a lot more. I was surprised about the difference to those two, especially as somebody who actually avoids trailers for really good movies.
Uh-huh.
And I think I would have been saying, yeah, No Way Home probably had more, especially because it was like,
Yep.
it just seemed more of a special one.
There is, I'm going to say, a pretty logical reason as to why. Obviously, you won't cover that $65 million gap, 65 million view gap, but Spider-Man Homecoming, being that it was the first Spider-Man movie in the MCU, new Spider-Man, they really had to sell people. There was actually a lot of trailers.
Yeah.
So I reckon the views are all split between like the first teaser one, the official one, the final trailer, the TV spot. But No Way Home, because they wanted to keep so many secrets, is one trailer.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Okay. Next one. Justin Bieber childhood home videos. Taylor Swift childhood singing videos.
Well, I'm going to say Justin Bieber because he was discovered on YouTube. So I'm wondering whether or not he is more YouTube like linked.
Yeah.
But possibly they're close then.
Okay, so Bieber in the lead, but close. Now, obviously, this is, I should say, this is a little bit tricky sometimes because if you type in like Justin Bieber childhood videos or Taylor Swift childhood videos, you get some like weird results.
Yeah.
Just so I've tried to choose what I feel is like the most accurate of these things. Justin Bieber childhood home videos, 1.3 million views. Taylor Swift childhood singing videos, 127,000.
Ah,
Way less.
way less.
Nobody gave a shit about
No.
old young Taylor.
No.
Okay. Next one. Trump inauguration 2017. Biden inauguration 2021. Obama inauguration 2009. You got three now. Now, very specifically, I've gone for the videos that are like the full inauguration. So like 10 hours of just coverage. So it's not like in particular their speech or anything like that. It's the whole thing.
Basing it on pictures of the inaugurations,
Yeah.
specifically the difference between the Obama and Trump one,
Yeah.
you'd say Obama. And I would say generally he's a more popular president. But Trump fans are on the internet a lot. So I'm going to say, do I need to rank them?
Yeah, rank them.
Obama won. I feel like that was more historic. First African-American man to be elected president.
Yeah.
Quite young.
How about Biden, though?
Yeah.
First old white... Oh, no,
Oh,
never
that's
mind.
good, isn't it? An old white guy as president.
Yeah.
I'll go Obama, Trump, Biden.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know, actually, though.
Do you think they're close?
Two of them, yes. And then I think Obama maybe has like
A lot more?
A lot more.
Okay. This is probably a little bit of a trick question.
Okay.
In a way. Because something you didn't consider is, I think, how technology has advanced.
Well, also, does Obama, like when he's reelected,
So
does he
this
have
is-
another inauguration?
So this is his 2009. I think it was when
Yeah,
he was first elected?
and then 2012 was when he was
Do you have
reelected.
another one?
I don't know because
Anyway, it was-
2012 was more likely for people to like film something than 2009.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So, like, you'll realize how crazy this is. You're actually wrong totally. Anyway,
Yeah.
because
It was in reverse.
Biden was the highest.
Yeah.
10,971,415. Then Trump, 10,349,509. So they were very close together.
Yeah.
Obama inauguration, 142,000. I like way less.
Yeah.
I think it really is interesting, right? Because I as far as I can tell,
It's because I've seen the photo. Everyone was there.
yeah, well, yeah, that's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
No, but like as far as I can tell, that is probably there's things I'm not thinking about, but that seems like it's just that technology has changed so much that people are actually watching it on,
It would also actually make sense for Biden's because that was still in COVID
Right.
that happened.
so more people are.
You'd probably have to watch it online if you're going to watch it.
Yeah. I actually think even the Obama's one wasn't a live broadcast on YouTube. It was just a recording that was put on, whereas Biden and Trump, they were live recorded on YouTube.
Yeah, you're totally right. When was YouTube? Was 2006, I think. So it was only a couple of years after YouTube launched that Obama
Right.
would have been elected.
Was
yeah,
it really only 2006? Oh, yeah.
I think
It could
so.
be.
I probably got that
Obama
wrong.
was elected so long ago.
I know.
It seems like not that long ago, but it actually was ages ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should move on. But I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
It works. But yeah, also funny that Biden's views are just slightly higher than Trump's. Like, how annoyed did Trump be?
I would love Biden to join Truth Social, which is Trump's new social media,
Yeah.
and just get slightly more followers than Trump
That'd be so good.
on his own platform.
Okay. These are just two videos that they kind of happened upon. You can tell this is where I ended up dropping the Batman and Superman completely.
Yep.
And just decided to do this. Two videos. First one is called Batman versus Superman versus Captain America versus Iron Man versus Hulk versus Deadpool versus Spider-Man versus Goku. Or
Yeah.
Lego Batman Shark Attack.
Okay, this is why this is difficult. Because the absolute force to be reckoned with on YouTube
Yeah.
is kids.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
Which of those? See, the first one.
I'll even tell you, actually, there was like a one of the ones I went to. Oh wait, no, did I end up doing this? I think I did. Never mind. Continue.
Okay. Here's my thinking. The first one I would say is less kid orientated than Lego Batman Shark Attack, but what it is an absolute string of keywords.
Yeah.
Keywords that are very popular searches.
Yeah.
And then the other one, does it look like it's a stop motion kids video? The second one, like what's the thumbnail?
The Lego
situa-
Batman
yeah,
Shark
yeah.
Attack. It looked like. It probably looked like. I didn't watch it all. Semi like legitimate Lego characters.
Okay. Yeah.
Not animated though. Like I think it might have been. It might have been stop motion.
But it looked more like maybe 3D animation.
Yes. Perhaps.
Okay. Kids
I
or
can't
keywords? Kids or
remember which,
keywords?
but yeah.
I'll go with keywords. I'll go with the first one.
Okay. And are they close? Do you think?
Oh, yeah, they could be close.
Okay. Well, I can tell you that Batman versus Superman versus Captain America versus Iron Man versus Hulk versus Deadpool versus Spider-Man versus Goku has 292 million views. Lego Batman Shark Attack, 426 million.
Kids
Kids,
will
man.
always do it. I even
So
said at the beginning
insane.
that the secret weapon of YouTube views is kids.
So insane.
That's
That
why.
is so
Have you
much
ever
higher.
heard those weird channels that just do like nonsensical mashups?
Yeah.
That all they do is appeal to kids because they know that kids have really good view times.
Yeah.
And it'll just be like Frozen meets Shrek or whatever.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there'll just be people in terrible costumes.
Yeah.
Clearly making a script up on the spot, filmed in someone's house or whatever, and they just get like billions of views.
Yeah.
Because kids will just watch.
A good one is people just playing with toys, like trucks
Yeah.
and stuff. I find that amazing.
Ryan's Toys review, Ryan's Toy Reviews,
Yeah.
is like one of the biggest channels on there, and it's
Yeah.
just a kid opening toys.
Yeah. It's nuts.
And as a kid, I would have watched the shit out of that.
I would've
Because if
watched
you
the
want a
shit
toy
out
and
of
you
it,
can't
yeah.
have it, I'll watch someone else.
Yeah. Okay, this is slightly different round. It's the top video. So I've selected the top video, and I've also filtered by the highest view count when I searched these two things. So before I, trying to get specific things related to like Batman or whatever, or but this is like, no matter what the top video is, I've tried to get that by highest view count just by searching these two keywords. So the first one is Harry Potter or Fortnite.
Fortnite.
Well, okay. And do you think they're close?
No.
Okay. Then also, I'm going to read you the titles of these videos.
Yep.
And then you can stick with what you've got.
Okay.
Or you can change. The title of the Harry Potter one is Potter Puppet Pals, the mysterious ticking noise, which I feel like everybody's seen before. Or, for Fortnite, Leviathan, Chug Jug with You, lyrics, #1 victory royale, yeah, Fortnite, we bout to get down.
I don't know
So it's
what
just it's a music video, I think.
that means.
Yeah.
But I am going to stick with Fortnite because Fortnite is an entity that I don't know.
Yeah.
And therefore I assume
Yeah.
like all kinds of stuff about it.
Yeah. 34 million for Fortnite versus 199 million of the Harry Potter one. So, yeah, kids let you down that time.
Kids did let me down.
Bloody kids. Okay, here's another one. Footloose, Lose Yourself.
Lose Yourself. Is Footloose one of those songs that has shockingly little views? There are occasionally, like, you look a song up and you're like, fuck,
Yeah,
it's
why
like
is nobody
100,000
listening to
views
this? Yeah.
Is it just old enough to be one of those songs, where like our generation, which I think is the YouTube generation,
Yeah.
and the ones below us, Lose Yourself is very much of our generation,
Yeah.
but Footloose isn't. So I'll go with Lose Yourself and say it's not close. That being said, my track record for this has not been good. So.
Okay. Footloose. Actually, do you know what? I realized I changed the rules because I actually looked for the right videos for this one.
The official ones, yeah.
Because funnily enough, Lose Yourself, the top one, was just a different Eminem song.
Oh, okay.
So that's weird. Anyway, Footloose, 116 million. Lose Yourself, 1.2 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot more.
Yeah.
Okay, Adam Sandler and Jim Carrey. This one was just the top. I didn't break the rules.
Adam Sandler or Jim Carrey? I'm gonna say Jim Carrey.
Okay. Do you think they're close?
Probably. In my head, they're about equal stardom.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I was pretty proud with thinking them because they also don't really, their audiences probably don't cross that much, but also they sort of seem at the same level of fame.
The only thing I can think is I feel like Adam Sandler's been doing the same thing for a long time. You could say that of Jim Carrey, except for recently he's been in the Sonic movies, and they're really popular.
Okay, well, so you're saying Jim Carrey at the moment, but I'm going to now give you the titles, and you can decide to change if you want. So this was Adam Sandler's title of the video: Sesame Street, a song about Elmo. And
Kids, okay.
and Adam Sandler was in it. And then for Jim Carrey's film, I'm reading this verbatim. Film The Mask, scene Culte Jim Carrey en français.
The French invented.
So yeah, I don't know what it's. CULTE. It has a accent over the E. It's like so some French. I didn't
or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't actually watch them. Bear in mind, this is the top video, regardless.
Last time I doubted kids. came back and bit me. So I'm going to go
Yeah.
Sesame Street. I'm going to switch.
Oh, he's switching.
So Adam Sandler, Sesame Street has more. Don't your kids know Adam Sandler? I know. I can't doubt kids.
Okay. You are correct with your decision to change. 100 million for Adam Sandler versus 62 million for
come on, Jim.
Carrey.
Come on, Jim, you son of a bitch.
Catch up. But just how weird that you type Jim Carrey into YouTube, you sort by most viewed video, and you end up with some French version about the mask.
When you went most viewed, did you then filter it further?
I just went most viewed.
Okay, I think it does it by like month and then year and then of all time. So you may actually have technically inaccurate readings there.
But what does that mean though? Because like, let's say Lose Yourself had 1.2 billion views. That would have been out years ago.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is when you go most views,
Yeah.
you can filter the time span.
Yes, true. Let's just really quickly.
But yeah, I don't exactly know how their filtering system works.
Jim Carrey, view count. So it's done by... Oh, no, I think you can add a filter
Oh, but
to
it
be by
defaults
upload date.
Okay.
But otherwise, I think it's just view count of all time. Yeah. Because, like, actually, the first one for Jim Carrey is 4 years ago, and the one under that was like 11 years ago. Both mask related. Anyway.
Really? The mask is the one.
Yeah, is the thing that he's most known for. Fourth is Sonic.
Do you think on his IMDb page, under known for, I wouldn't have even necessarily assumed the mask would have shown up under like Ace Ventura.
Let's play
Okay.
this game. This is the one that
Well,
you came up with.
I'm
This
gonna-
was a double podnapping.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess the mask now.
Okay. Hold on, let me get this. Okay, so Jim Carrey. Where's the known?
It should be at the top of his page.
Okay.
Oh, actually,
Okay.
no. I don't know. Desktop's probably going to work a bit different, to be honest with you.
Okay.
So I will play it with you.
Wait, hold on. I think I might have it. No, okay. All right, you play with me.
Okay.
I'm gonna close IMDb. I didn't see anything.
All
I'll
right.
go with the mask.
Yes.
Ace Ventura.
Yes.
Do I have to say multiple Ace Venturas?
No.
Oh. Should I say the one that's there, or does it?
It's just the first one.
Okay, just. Ooh. Oh, the Truman Show.
No.
Oh, damn! I really
Yeah,
thought that would
okay.
be up there.
This is a bonus podnapping people are getting.
Yeah. Oh my god, you guys should be paying for this. How many is it normally?
4.
4. Okay. Oh my god, what else has he been in? Jim Carrey.
I might give you a hint. 2 of them are from the 90s,
Okay.
and you've guessed them.
Oh.
2 of them are from the 2000s.
Oh, it's got to be Sonic.
No.
Oh.
That's not the 2000s. That's the 2020s.
No. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Well, one of them was
2000s.
Yeah. Okay. 2000.
As in from 2000 to 2010.
Yeah. Oh my god! It's like something about Lucy or something. What's that one with the girls? There's like a girl's name in it. No.
Oh, me, myself, and Irene.
Oh no, I wasn't thinking about
Okay.
that one.
Oh, no.
Maybe I was thinking about that one.
None of them have a girl's name. One of them has a boy's name in it, though.
Oh. Oh, Dumb and Dumber.
No.
I mean that doesn't
Their
have a boy's name.
Their names aren't Dumb and Dumber. And that's also from...
Oh, the 90s as well.
The 90s as well.
Yeah, okay. I'm not. It doesn't really help me that if it's the decade later, because basically it's all the same to me in my brain.
You thought Sonic was from the 2000s.
No, I was just thinking that should be there. Oh my god, what else has he been in? I mean, I like him in Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind, but I doubt that's going to be on there.
It's on there.
Is it really?
It's on there. Can I just say, by the way, 1994, Jim Carrey had Ace Ventura, The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber all in one
Whoa, that's when he became a billionaire.
year. Yeah. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is on there.
I cannot believe that.
Yeah.
This system is rubbish, surely. As if Dumb and Dumber is not on there and Eternal Sunshine is. Okay. All right.
There are sometimes reasons I can tell why they're on there. I believe he got a couple of awards and award nominations for that movie, so I reckon that's
Right.
I reckon
I just realized what it is, the Grinch.
it's not the Grinch.
Ah, son of a bitch.
But
It's a boy's name.
the other one that's on there from the early 2000s, well, I remember was like a huge box office hit.
Right.
I don't think it's remembered as much,
Oh, okay.
but it was a big hit, and I reckon that like it's probably one of his most financially successful movies, and that's why it's on there.
Oh my god. What? That's confusing me so much more. Liar Liar?
No.
Oh, it's 90s as well, isn't it? Probably.
Yeah, late 90s, yeah. I can tell you, I'll give you another hint. Also stars Jennifer Aniston.
Oh god, Bruce Almighty.
Bruce Almighty. Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense,
yeah.
doesn't it? Because
Yeah,
I
think-
think it was like a big...
I think that one's
financial
that
hit.
one's sort of fair enough.
But I don't
Eternal
think-
Sunshine. What are you talking about? I'm surprised the Truman Show wasn't on there.
Yeah, yeah.
That to me is like iconic Jim Carrey because it was like his first serious role kind of thing. And like, anyway. Well, that was a bit of extra fun for you there, listeners.
I think that counts as my podnapping, so back to you next week.
I don't think it does.
That's right, I'll just forget I did it.
Yeah, oh, smart. All right, now it's time for the Ask Me Anything, where listeners of the show, just like you, listener, can write in and ask us anything you want.
Go on here from CN. Old mate CN.
Old mate CN.
Says, hello. I imagine that's their tone.
Yeah.
I just Googled funniest joke in the world. According to Google, the funniest joke in the world is as follows. 2 hunters are in the woods when one of them collapses. He's not breathing, so his friend dials the emergency services. My friend is dead. What do I do? The operator calmly says, the first step is to make sure that he's actually dead. She hears a gunshot over the phone. Done. Now what? I didn't think it was actually that funny. What joke do you think deserves to be the funniest joke in the world? I'm picturing a scenario like the one Tenacious D famously sung about, except instead of a demon asking for the best song, he asks for the best joke. What joke do you tell him to save your skin? All the best, CN.
I really wish I had read this email before.
Well, Nelson, you're our resident joke guy.
Yeah, I steal other people's jokes. Yeah, because whenever anyone asks me to like tell a joke, what's
Yeah.
the funniest joke, my mind goes completely blank.
The-
I have
the-
0 jokes in my head.
Here's the worst thing that can happen in a social situation, and it does occasionally happen, I would say, to probably both of us.
Yeah.
Someone will say, oh, you've got to meet my friend. Oh, Nelson, this is Steve. Steve, you're going to love Nelson. He's so funny.
Yes. Yeah.
And then,
I hate that.
And then everyone just looks at you.
Yeah.
And you have to, I guess, try and be funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Which my go-to now is, well, not on demand.
Oh.
And that kind of, people have a bit of, it's not that funny.
It's funny
but
enough.
it's like a joke enough that people are like, oh, yeah, that was quick. But
Yeah.
I had it loaded.
I go the opposite way and I just say, you're fat. And that totally throws people off.
Yeah.
They're like insulted. They were like, was that a joke? I don't know. Changes the mood entirely, Canberra.
You
Gets
should-
you out of that situation.
you should
Puts
have-
you in another one. It's worse. But
You're out of the other one.
you get you out of the joke.
You should have a real tight 5 set up for whenever people do that to you. Like
Yeah.
witty observations you've noticed,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
microphone on hand.
What's the deal with
Yeah.
Actually, do you know what? I do have one that I like. Which is what do you call a magician that's lost their magic? Ian.
Okay.
I just like that little dumb wordplay.
yeah, yeah.
So that is actually the funniest joke of all time.
It reminds me of there was a sketch in one of the Monty Python, I think it's maybe like Now for Something Completely Different, or one of their movies,
Yeah.
about the funniest joke ever written, where the guy that writes it dies instantly from laughing, and then his wife comes in and finds him dead and picks up the joke, and then she also dies from laughing.
Yeah.
And then the military employs it as like a warfare tactic.
Right.
And during the war, they translate it like one word at a time. And then say it in German as they're going over the trenches. And then one of the interpreters saw like half a sentence and went into a coma for 2 years or so.
Yeah, that's right.
So it'd need to be a joke on that level.
Yeah, that's a pretty good joke.
Yeah.
The problem is jokes are mainly built for the audience.
And
right?
also in the movie, they never tell you the joke. Obviously, being the joke.
yeah. Yeah, jokes are for the audience, right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's why there's no one true hilarious thing. It's why some people hate this podcast.
Yeah.
Is
Also-
because they think that we're unfunny New Zealanders.
Yeah. The problem as well is, and I put myself on this, is it's all in delivery. That joke that I said could have been really funny if someone delivered it.
Yeah.
I would say, take, for example, the comedian James Acaster.
Oh, yeah,
I would say a
he's
lot
great,
of his
yeah.
material wouldn't work
Yeah.
in a different comedian's hands because
Yeah.
he's very weird.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
a lot of the joke is that he's quite weird.
Yeah, that's right.
And then if like Jimmy Carr, say, like he's a more straight-laced one-line kind of guy,
Yeah.
did a James Acaster joke, you're like, what?
Yeah, what's going
yeah.
on? Yeah. I mean, honestly, I feel like I've said this before, but like Jerry Seinfeld, the reason why he's such a good and well-known comedian is his delivery. It's not actually his jokes so much. It's like you can try and do his observational comedy like him, but he gets the delivery done really well in the right way. He has the right persona for it. It just works when he does it.
Yeah.
And it's
But
like-
in the same
it's like
vein,
nothing.
if you threw him a different style of comedy, his delivery might be wrong for it, you know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like
Oh, that's
his
right.
delivery for his observational,
Yeah,
witty
yeah.
humor, perfect.
Yeah.
But like he couldn't do like a Chris Rock rant,
Yeah.
you know?
I also think it's things like let's take this joke for example. I think if you had a sketch, that would be funnier than telling the joke,
Yeah.
especially if when he shoots his friend, it's like a little bit gory, and you're like, oh my god, like, whoa, this got bad,
Yeah.
you know.
That's a basic premise of what makes the show Barry work.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true.
This is kind of funny. Oh my god!
It's so much fun.
Oh, actually, that's quite funny.
Yeah. Okay, I've got another one here. This is from Amanda. Hi guys, I thought of some episode 300 things, but I think I put them on Discord. Discord still confuses me. We did see them, but like sometimes I'm just not in the mood to like respond, and then I forget
Yeah,
after I read them.
Discord. if
in
you-
a not, I don't want to offend anybody in any way. It's not what you've written. It's just like I need to be in the mood.
Well, the other problem with Discord is that if you don't reply immediately, you don't reply because it just gets lost in a chain of other conversation.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway,
It's like all the worst parts of a group text.
yeah, that's true. So I've been trying to think of something for the big 300. That's good because we haven't.
Yeah. Ideas welcome.
Other than the obvious stuff, I mean, such as having a pajama party where you eat fairy bread and party pies and invite guests to the show, all done live from the Montague Street Bridge, or watching the movie 300 While Drunk, in brackets, please don't do this. She spelt do wrong. Maybe episode 300 could also be something that is aimed at episode 400, such as plant a garden or a fruit tree. Plant it on episode 300, check up on it, have a bunch of flowers, or eat the fruit on episode 400. I feel like we'll be like, episode 400, oh, it's dead.
I
Been
like
gone for a while
I
now.
like the idea of it.
Yeah.
I want to bring it down to way less work. I don't want to plant a garden,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
like the idea of doing something in episode 300 that you check again in 400.
Don't worry, there's more.
Okay.
Adopt a pet for episode 300. On episode 400, we check in to see if A, Megs has murdered Cambo's puppy, or if the puppy is now as evil as Megs, and they are both plotting to murder you. I do imagine, although Megs is worse and could kill anything with just a look, I do also think Megs is the type of evil where he would convert other animals to his evil ways,
Right.
where you just couldn't have a good pet in the
Yeah.
end because they're all evil.
You almost adopted a cat. So adopted by
Not
friend.
really. I really talked that up a lot. We just found a really cute cat, and emotionally we had adopted it. And that's kind of what happened. Anyway, B, Nelson's kitten has better manners than Meg's. That's not hard.
Not hard.
Or if the kitten has been chatting with Megs and Cambo's puppy on Facebook and is now plotting to murder you.
Megs is getting a lot of look-ins for this episode 300.
Yeah. Treat it like a New Year's resolution, and you both decide to learn a new thing, which we will check up on episode 400. Go to the 1,000 steps, but only do a third of it. Whatever you do, it will be fun. I'm looking forward to listening to it. Take care. Hugs, Amanda. Now, Amanda, thank you for such great ideas. Also, somebody on the Discord as well said they were looking forward to episode 300. I really can't stress enough. Like, I really don't. I really don't want people to be looking for. We're episode 298. Can we really got 2
my God.
So, like,
Oh my god!
we have nothing.
No.
We're not really playing. Cambo's really busy at the moment. I'm kind of lazy.
The best thing you could do for our 300th episode,
Yeah.
and I mean this sincerely, is download Cancel Movie.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That would really help you out.
Yeah. Well, it gets the pressure off me. I'm down. I'm okay with it. Yeah, there's really not anything planned, and
That's end of sentence.
it's kind of it.
Yeah.
Like, getting guests on would be great, but that requires so much effort.
Yeah.
I think
and we
originally
and we
you
don't
said,
know
because
anyone.
we didn't do anything for our 100th.
Yeah.
And then you said, like 10 episodes ago,
Uh,
maybe we'll just celebrate every 200.
Yeah.
And I thought, Cambo, I feel like we're past that and we've evolved as a podcast. But I'm starting to see where you're coming from. So,
And
dear
then,
listeners,
when episode 400 comes on,
Yeah.
we'll change it to be
Yeah.
every like big significant 2, so 200, 2,000,
all right.
2 million.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, it's looking good. It's looking better.
Anyway, lower them expectations.
Lower them
I
expectations.
don't think we need to tell our fans
Right
to
to
lower
the-
expectations
Yeah.
at this point, but we will stress it anyway.
Yeah, it's important to know. Anyway, that's it. So thank you for writing in, Amanda and CN. If you would like to write into us, you can do so. Reddit podcast, READIT podcast at gmail.com. You can also reach us at Facebook, Twitter, and our subreddit. They're all READIT podcast. You can also join our Discord, where sometimes we'll ignore your messages.
We've talked that up. We
By
know.
accident. Yeah.
Come join us.
There's times where sometimes I just don't get notifications from Discord, which is weird because other times I'll get them as soon as somebody writes
Yeah.
something. And so there'll be times where I'll look at it and there's been a huge conversation that I've just totally missed. And I
Yeah.
feel like I can't input into that. So yeah, anyway.
I'm also now in the situation of I'm now a part of a couple of Discord groups that are podcast related.
yeah, that sucks.
So like I've got that one. There's a Cancel Movies on, and I'm also in the Escape This Podcast Discord.
Oh, you in the Welcome to Patchwork Discord?
Do they have one?
Yeah.
Oh no, no, I'm not.
I am.
Oh, okay,
Actually, I might have left it recently.
okay. But now it's also kind of confusing. I'll see someone write in about an episode or whatever, and I'll have to be like, "Which show is this?"
Yeah. Anyway, yes, you can join that.
Yeah. Leave a review, do all that kind of stuff.
review.
We'll be back in 2 weeks for the big 300.
Thanks for listening, and we will read you later.